Is there a reason why you're so hostile?
Huh?
Is there a reason why you're so
Oh,
hostile?
I hate cops.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did nothing but
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
last time I freaking talked to a woman cop, she was nothing but a girl.
Okay, you go back inside. I'm not talking to you right now, okay? All right, good. All right. Where are you coming from?
Coming from downtown. I'm coming to get sodas
Sodas?
and pot and food.
Now you may think that this 7-second interaction with a random bystander would be inconsequential to a police investigation, a minor annoyance, if that, and should be forgotten just as quickly as it ended. Well, my simple-minded friend, that's because you don't have the keen eye of a law enforcement officer. What if I were to tell you that this short exchange would lead to this man in handcuffs, arrested, and his 20-year streak of living a reformed life smashed in a single night? Hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a pretty interesting interaction between some guy working at a gas station and a Karen police officer, and how Code Blue Cam is trying to pass it off as a well-deserved for the supposed perpetrator of this heinous crime. We're going to be going over the ridiculous lengths this officer goes through for no reason, just to get back at this guy who slighted him by telling him he should park his car elsewhere. I guess this guy got bored of telling victims of car accidents that they can't park there, and is instead trying his luck on police officers for a fresh kind of thrill.
You can't park that there, mate.
Fuck off! In any case, let me set the stage for our actors in this scene. So we've got the Karen police officer who is apprehending these two gentlemen in this parked car in a pretty standard traffic stop, it seems to me. I don't want to spend too much time explaining this because this interaction isn't the main part of this story. So long story short, the car is making too much noise, probably due to some modified part. He denies having the car modified in any way and that the car doesn't even belong to him but to his father. The police officer is somewhat insistent but eventually just lets them off with a warning after a short deliberation with his partner. After all that is settled, and you expect all parties to go their own way, it seems Officer Karen has different plans, and he's about to let everyone watching know why the guy getting pulled over claimed he hated all cops, and why that claim might have very valid reasons in this particular area.
Oh, I hate cops.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did nothing but
Alright, so let's go over the initial interaction between our two main characters. Enter our main antagonist in this story, the gas station guy. He comes in during the traffic stop, and I love this interaction because it's somewhat bizarre. It feels like one of those short throwaway Family Guy skits that isn't even mentioned as a main joke. Hey, you can't park there. I'm not talking to you right now. Okay, I don't care. It makes no sense. Just watch this.
nothing but a girl.
Okay, you go back inside. I'm not talking to you right now, okay? All right, good.
Apparently, this short exchange has shaken this officer to his core. This is something he, as a law enforcing keeper of the peace, simply cannot let slide. After wrapping up the traffic stop, he comes back to confront the gas station employee on his outrageous comments.
And it became personal with me.
Also, Code Blue Cam's commentary on this is priceless as it starts. They say the officer is calling out the employee on his bratty attitude.
When the officers finally call out the store employee on his bratty attitude, things get heated.
Which to me doesn't feel like something police officers should prioritize at all. Treating real life like it's Twitter and calling people out for their problematic attitudes.
You think you can mouth off in here, huh?
So here we go in the second engagement. Officer comes storming in at a brisk pace and goes, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Hey, how's it going?
Old guy in the corner reciprocates. Keep him in the back of your mind. He becomes important to the story later. Now don't let the details of the situation throw you off. This is a confrontation between Karen and minimum wage employee, a tale as old as time. Gas station guy makes no bones about it, stifles the officer immediately, and makes it clear he doesn't want to continue this conversation in the slightest. In response, the officer channels the might of 1,000 Karens and proclaims,
Yeah, but here's the thing, you're gonna listen to me right now because that's you.
I am powerful. I know best. I am the girl's boss.
Now gas station guy starts explaining his motives. He probably got caught off guard because he didn't think he'd actually have to defend himself for what amounts to 3 sentences of dialogue. And this part kills me.
All I did is ask you nicely, not the.
It was not very
Hey, you
nice,
can't walk the driveway.
He wasn't very nice about it. This is a grown man complaining about another man's tone. Also, is this not a tacit admission that he didn't actually do anything wrong? You're just upset he was rude about it? In any case, this guy is a level 99 janitor apparently. He starts bellyaching and complaining about how it affects the business, how some clients may be dissuaded to come in, and his boss won't make as much money as he could have. You can watch the original video if you want the full context, but this whole discussion is pretty pointless.
Well, here's the other thing, you never interfere with a traffic stop, okay? Because you can be arrested for obstruction.
I
for
was
that.
talking to her. I wasn't. You were busy. I just said you can't block both drive. You can't drop
Very
the whole
rudely,
drive.
right. So,
No. Not as rude as you were. You were the rudest of all.
Why is this the other thing? Because in my eyes, that seems pretty reasonable. The officer could have informed him that even if he has a complaint, to not voice it during an ongoing traffic stop. I mean, that's pretty solid for many reasons. And honestly, had he left it there, he would have retained some respect in my eyes. But this is only the second most important thing to him. He makes it clear by again commenting on how very, very rude gas station guy was. But this time, the gas station guy has some fire in his gut and he boldly retorts with, "Well, I think you were the rude one." At this point, we're neck deep into this argument and the officer isn't getting anywhere. Gas station guy doesn't want to talk, and at this point, I find it hard not to sympathize with him. It's strange that these cops came in here just to give him an earful, like he's his kindergarten teacher or something. So the officer is left no other choice. He's going to mobilize, and the dreaded words of war leave his lips.
are you gonna let me talk? You just gonna keep talking over me?
I told you I didn't want to talk to you. I'm at my
Okay,
work.
well, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be notifying your boss about your behavior and then how you're acting, okay? What's your name? You want to give a name or no?
No, I'm not giving you my name.
Okay.
He's going to notify his boss. This part is damning because clearly this is him just abdicating that the gas station guy basically did nothing criminal and his biggest crime is just being rude, which isn't a crime at all. And second of all, this is an actual officer Karen stepping to the manager to complain. You can't make this up. What are you hoping for? To get him a write-up? What do you even want at this point? A written apology and a 50% off coupon redeemable at any participating gas stations? What is this guy's problem? Do you not have a graveyard shift to get through? Why are you even bothering with this?
When I'm dealing with like essentially a situation where I'm detaining 2 people,
You're one of those people,
you cannot
so I'll
interact
agree
with
you
them.
and say you're right. So fair enough.
All right, sounds good. Hope I got my point across.
Hope
Yep.
I got my point across.
I love this lady officer's face as they leave. You can clearly tell even she's thinking, look, I know I have to back you in this because we're the boys in blue, but did we really have to do this? So the officer walks outside, gives a big sigh, and realizes this isn't worth it. Why ruin my night over someone I'll probably never see again? He calms down, finishes his shift, and goes home to some hot food and a comfortable bed, chuckling to himself before he falls asleep about why he even got so worked up about a gas station worker with a bad attitude. Well, that's what I wish I could tell you. From now onward is where we go off the rails into pettiness so severe it borders on insanity.
The store worker is 46-year-old Scott, and he is just about to find out the consequences of running his mouth before the officer.
It is beyond me how Code Blue Cam could in any way endorse this officer's behavior, and he even frames it as some kind of own. Clearly, the officer's laying down the law against this unwashed peasant running his mouth. He should know his place. Does he not realize he's in the presence of an officer of the law?
You're disrespecting a future U.S. Army soldier.
Corrections Monitoring Center. How can I help you?
Hi, this is Officer Hano with the Eau Claire Police Department.
Hi.
Hey, so I'm currently out with one of your guys' clients. I have his DOC number when you're ready.
And then can I get a brief synopsis of what's kind of been going on with him tonight?
I told you this was going to get crazy. So this guy somehow finds the name of gas station guy. They don't get into it. I don't know how he actually got his full name. And he actually calls his parole officer to tattle on him. Look, don't get me wrong. If this was an actual criminal situation, I'd be all for this. He's on parole for a reason. But, Officer Karen, remind me again what the problem is?
He would yell out at me and my partner that we were blocking the intersection, and would cuss as he would go back into the store after I told him to quit interfering with the traffic stop. He said, "Get out of here! Don't make your traffic stop in my area. You're blocking my lanes." And he works at the place of business, so we're blocking his place of business, making that traffic stop, which is kind of silly in itself.
That's right, officer. That's very silly, actually. Very silly. It makes me wonder why you're going to these lengths for something you admit to being silly. But beyond this being petty, he's exaggerating the exchange between them so much that it just becomes straight up lying. Gas station guy didn't say any of that. Let me remind you what actually transpired.
Nothing but a girl.
Okay, you go back inside. I'm not talking to you right now, okay? Alright, good.
There are no facts or objective truth in war, son. And this Karen is out for blood. So the guy moves on to the second confrontation inside the store and tries to convince the PO that he felt threatened or something. It's honestly a whole lot of talking, but not saying much.
With the interfering, essentially obstructing my ability to do my investigation, as I had to take my eyes and attention away from the traffic stop and focus on him. He would talk over me and refuse to identify himself.
So after a whole bunch of yapping, the lady finally responds, and in her voice, it sounds like as if she's asking, "Okay, so what do you want exactly?" Mind you, this happens at 11 p.m. at night. This woman is on a team that's on call 24/7, and I bet at this time of night she's actually expecting to hear about a very serious situation that just can't wait till morning. Instead, she's hearing this guy talk about a gas station employee being rude to him.
So he was the only one that was saying anything, nobody else was involved?
No, he was the only one that he came out of the store unprompted and began to interfere with my investigation. There was someone else in the store while he was yelling out at officers as well, but they weren't directly involved, but they definitely heard the disturbance that he caused.
Okay.
So the PO plays along and says, "Well, I guess if you felt threatened, or if he said you're not welcome while on duty, we could technically chalk it up to menacing or threatening if you really insist." And then this exchange happens.
Is it assaultive or threatening, telling police officers to leave his place of business, I guess, is my question on it. I know it's hard because it's a blanket statement and we have to answer yes or no.
Mm-hmm. So the way that we kind of look at it is if anybody felt threatened by his behavior or if he made any threatening comments.
Okay, so the person that I stopped said that they no longer wanted to go inside of the business due to the way he was acting, and then would leave after. They said he was acting like a dick and they didn't want to go in there and have the guy be a dick.
Yeah, so then that qualifies as threatening behavior, which would be a hold for us.
Okay, yeah, that's good for me.
This is infuriating. You can tell he's just fishing. Look, can we ding this guy for anything? Anything, really. I need to knock him down a peg. He was very rude to me. I can't believe this guy is a police officer. But he's pumping his fist right now because he did get his way. Because of some throwaway comment the initial traffic stop guys made. Now what he said is true. They did say that. Here's what they said.
So, do you know the guy inside there?
No, I don't. He's pretty pissy because he pulled me over to the freaking gas station.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys now...
He locked that door, I'm pretty sure, so...
That's fine. You guys are free to go right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my cars in here, or over here we are, and we're going to go just chat with him quick. I don't know if you guys still plan on going inside. That's up to you.
Not if you can be pissy like that.
Yeah, well, I apologize that I ruined your trip here. Hopefully you guys can still get to a gas station quickly, okay?
Yep.
All right, take care, guys. Thank you.
To me, that sounded more accusatory towards the officer for pulling them over. Yeah, he's pretty pissy because you pulled us over at a gas station. But I feel they said all that just to get away from there. Seems they really just wanted to bolt and leave the area. But that's just my take on it.
And now, with the officer getting the green light, Scott is about to face the music.
This commentary is outrageous. This hardened criminal is about to face the consequences of his actions. For what? He didn't do anything. This fragile Karen cop just jumped through multiple hoops just to get back to this guy. Why are you cheering this on?
Hey, Scott.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we obviously figured out who you were, right? So we talked to probation. They placed a hold on you. So you're going to be, at this point, you're placed under arrest, okay?
Right now?
So they get there, man. Another heavy hitter off these mean streets. And now we can sleep safe and sound knowing there's one less rude person that the police have to worry about. This cop has now proven that he's a big man. And he can and will weaponize the system against you if you hurt his feelings. The people are safe with this guy on the beat, I'll tell you that much.
I'm gonna take care of this guy. Hi!
Oh, there.
How are you?
Doing good.
Are you able to maybe take off? We're gonna have to close the store down.
What's that?
Are you able to take off? We're gonna have to close the
Sure,
store.
I get there.
Okay.
I'll just get down here, just right here.
Alright.
Be all right there?
Do you have a vehicle that you could eat it in,
I got
maybe?
it right over here.
Okay. Would you maybe want to eat in your
I'll
car?
just get done chewing this right here.
Alright. Fair enough. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I lied, by the way. He's not important to the story. I just absolutely love this guy. This is what I hope I'll be doing in my old day. Just hanging at the local gas station at 11 p.m. Munching on a sandwich and sipping a drink. Completely unbothered by the police presence. In my own lane. Unbothered. Moisturized. This guy is the fan favorite of this story, and it's easy to tell why. I just love how he just imposes his will on this lady cop too. She attempts to get him to eat in his car, and he just dismisses her. No, I think I'll finish my sandwich right here, actually.
I mean, I understand the whole purpose of all this, but I mean, you're just trying to prove a point. But
No, I mean, the
Ridiculous.
probation places the hold for whatever reason they do. Once I figured out who you were, explained the situation to them, they make those calls, not me.
well, yeah, I understand that, but
Yep.
you made the call to start with, though.
I made the call to them. Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Which I'm 100% in my right to do.
Well, yeah, but you didn't necessarily have to. I mean, you're just trying to prove a point.
If that's what you think, sure.
It is, because I didn't.
Okay, well,
I
do you
didn't
want to
let talk
continue to
earlier.
argue with me, or do you want me to try to figure out how we can get this store closed down?
He's such a weasel. So at first he tries to gaslight this guy saying, well, sir, it's not my call. I'm just doing my job, you know. The higher ups, they call the shots and I just do what they say. And this guy just calls his bluff immediately and he folds. He goes, well, yeah, I did it and I get to. Also, stop arguing with me. We need to figure out how to close the store that I just forced into a close for no other reason than that you hurt my feelings.
Ain't been in trouble in 20 years, but whatever. So there you go. That's where we're at. All right. Love you and have a good night.
But now that his actions are finally catching up with him, Scott changes his tune, hoping to smooth things over with the officer.
So, you heard that right. I will say, he must have done something pretty bad for him to be on probation for 20 plus years. But a lot of criminal sympathizers always mention rehabilitation. That's their magic bullet. That's what they always argue. We can rehabilitate these people. Well, isn't this guy the perfect example of that? He got in hot water 20 years ago and he kept his nose clean for that entire time. And this cop will be potentially ruining that for him for no reason. And the commentary is great too. Now he changed his tune. Yeah, of course he has. What other option does he have? Should he run? Swing on the police officer? It must be so disheartening to know you didn't do anything wrong, but still have to prostrate yourself because you're up against the system. When you're powerless, all you can do is beg for mercy.
I am sorry, dude. I don't normally act that way. I just having a bad week.
Okay, and I can
Wife
understand
told
that. That's
my-
why I tried to come in and chat with
My
you.
wife told him my car and my dog died.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not understand what he said there. I've listened to it a few times. I still can't pin it down or what he means. His wife told on his car, or told them his car? His wife towed his car? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And his dog died, which is terrible, and that sucks.
Can't believe you arrested me at work, dude. I mean, seriously. Come with you at your job. I didn't.
While I was trying to do my job, those other guys were going to go into the store, and one thing that probation didn't like at all is that those guys refused to go into the store. So I said, you guys going to go inside there? And they said, no, that guy was being a dick. I'm not going inside there. So I'll make sure to go tell Stacy that as well. Like, you said I was dissuading customers when in fact it was you.
That's right. You heard that right. He literally has this guy cuffed in the back of his cruiser on his way to bring him into the station, and he is still going to complain to his manager. This level 99 Karen's bloodlust can never be sated. This is insane.
I can't believe you got me on appeal about it, and now on appeal for 15 years. Or let alone in here in 15 years.
Well, that's good.
And to have me in there on something like that. I don't know who's more on a power trip. You're having it or she's having it. Whoever you talk to on the phone, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. I mean,
it's crazy
when somebody's on probation.
I know, but it's just crazy that they want to lock me up because I have an opinion.
Crazy is right. So apparently gas station guy was fibbing, exaggerating his claims. He wasn't on the straight and narrow for 20 years, but only for 15, which is still a very long time. It seems the shock of getting arrested has subsided, and now his anger at the injustice of it all boils over and he can't contain it. Though I have to be honest, his anger is kind of righteous. This is such an over-escalation over nothing.
I got freedom of speech, man. I'm getting locked up for freedom of speech. Okay. I gave you my opinion, and I didn't listen to your opinion, so you're arrested.
Sure.
That's not right.
If that's how you see it, yeah.
It is true, though.
I mean, is that not the exact and unironic truth, though? Isn't that actually what happened? Someone in the comments helped me out on this one, because I feel he just described to a T exactly what happened.
So you told me, a police officer in a public area, to leave. I'm not welcome there.
Yeah, you're not welcome.
Yeah, and so part of your probation conditions are to not have any threats of any allegations of threatening or assaultive behavior. So you did this yourself. Take personal responsibility. You're an adult, right?
I know.
Yeah, you know your conditions.
It's still covered.
Yeah, well, I don't make the decision whether you get arrested on those. When I figure out someone's on probation, I have to call. And it's not like you were going to call when you knew you had police contact, because you wouldn't even ID yourself, which is another one of your conditions to be cooperative with law enforcement.
Right.
When you weren't. So I would advise you, you haven't been in trouble in a while, but maybe reread the rules before you act out.
So he lies again, claiming he told him to leave or that he's not welcome. Again, here's what actually happened.
There's nothing but a grill.
Okay, you go back inside. I'm not talking to you right now, okay? Alright, good.
And he continues to browbeat him, talk down to him, really exerting his impotent power over him, which to me just sounds kind of like pathetic hall monitor type talk, I gotta be honest. But don't you worry, this guy lives up to his threats, because he reiterates.
And I'll make sure to tell Stacy how you made people feel there. Hopefully you still keep your job.
He is dead serious on contacting his boss and getting him fired. Tell me this doesn't sound like the most petty and vindictive thing you've ever heard. You have this guy completely at your mercy. You've shown what a big man you are and to never hurt your feelings, and it is still not enough. You need to inflict lasting damage to this guy's freedom and livelihood. Who or what put this kind of cruelty inside you, my man?
Rather than clocking out and grabbing a beer, Scott kept running his mouth, and now he's spending the night behind bars on a probation violation. Ultimately, he learned the hard way how running your mouth can run you straight into a cell.
That's right, guys. You better be very careful who you're rude to, because they might be a Karen. Or in this case, a Karen cop. They must realize how ridiculous this all sounds. What are you in for, man? I ran my mouth. Some people have said that he's really stupid to be mouthing off to police like that when he's on probation. And honestly, I do have to agree. I would probably try to keep a low profile if I was on probation. But regardless, I don't think you should be arrested or have your probation violated because you were rude to an officer. That shouldn't be a crime. In any case, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you again in a year.